Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I told you guys I'd be back. Today we're in my fiance's garage. I don't get a lot of room in here. He gives me one cubby, but that one cubby is for all my tools, which today I'm going to show you guys what's in my bag. So I showed briefly my new backpack on TikTok a while ago, but I figured I'd show you guys what exactly I put in my backpack. I also have a video for just rough-in tools. If you want to check that out, I'll link it in the video. But today we're just going to go over what's in my backpack that I bring to various jobs, not specific jobs. I started working a lot of commercial and residential, so I switched from one of these guys to an actual backpack just because I noticed I was doing a lot more walking, a lot more stairs, and it's just way too hard to carry something heavy like that for that distance. So I'm going to show you guys what's in my bag. So this is the bag. It's a Husky bag. Got it at Home Depot. See, even like that is heavy. My fiance's on nights, which means I can't really get into the bedroom, so I just grab clothes when I'm half asleep, and I just look like a mess during the day. So you get what you get, and you don't get upset. Ignore it. So on the front of the backpack, we have a little pouch here. That's a big pouch. I have my lockout, tag out, my locks there. I have two pouches on the side, and then I have my hammer as well as my file. This backpack is really good. I love that it has a measuring tape holder there, and it is curved to your back, and it's got a ton of padding, which a lot of you may not know, but I do have scoliosis, so that helps me a ton. So in this top little pouch, this is where I keep all of like loose end things. So I have my hasp for lockout, tag out. I have a lot of bits, short ones, long ones, some drilling ones. I got a couple augers in here. What else do we have? I also keep the breaker locks in here in case I need them. It's things that I need easy access to. And the reason I have all of the bits, especially the auger bits in here, is because this is a hard shell case, so I know it's not going to break through the material. So in the second pocket, the bigger pocket, we have a lot of things, and I didn't actually organize this after my last job. So these are my gloves. These are usually just in here, or the bigger pouch. But in the top here, I have my X-Acto knife. This one's Milwaukee. I have my Klein Tools pen tester. I have my hook knife. Another thing I need easy access to, which is my headlamp. This one is from Milwaukee and it's rechargeable. It's a bit heavy, but I do love this one. I have extra batteries in here just for my pen tester. So a lot of what I have is just the essential. There's so many tools that I want to get, but I don't need them, so I haven't, because when you're an apprentice, you don't make that much money. So when I'm licensed, I promise myself I will get all of the bells and whistles, but for now this is like must-have essentials. This one isn't really essential. I found that there's been a lot of instances where there's really tiny spaces that you got to get into, so this is super helpful for it. This is the Milwaukee stubby, and it's got all the different bits in there. And it's actually magnetic, so it just pulls in and out. And then I just have the bigger version of that. This is just really nice if you're going to check out a job and to see like what's going on. If you're trying to troubleshoot, it's easy to switch out heads so you're not carrying a bunch of tools. So in this small pocket, yeah, this is where I usually keep all my spare gloves and my safety glasses. I ran out of electrical tape, but that's usually where I keep that. And then on this side, this is where I keep, it has like a pen holder, so that's, you always need a marker, pen, highlighter for prints. So I have all that stuff here. I have my hammer. Sometimes I use the ball peen hammer, or sometimes I'll switch it out for my S-Wing hammer, depending on the job. And then we have a file. And then in this pocket we have my Milwaukee level. I love this one. It has really, really strong magnets on the side of it. So it's great for when you're bending conduit. In here, I also have my GFI plug tester. It does test GFI, and it also has a guide on there for what the lights mean, which is great. So now we'll get into what's in this big pouch, the big guy. So I really love this pouch for the fact that it has pouches inside of it, obviously. It also opens up all the way, so it's a lot easier to get to your tools and keep them organized. And then it has a bunch of little slots in there. So in this pocket, I'll keep my hat just because it's easier to throw in there when it's cold, obviously. In this pocket, I have a lot of random things that I don't really know where to put. It's all the catch-all things. This is a Racketeer bender, a bend-all, I think it's called. Yeah, the bend-all. But this is really handy, especially if you're a female and you're little like me, to bend bigger size cable into lug nuts and all that. So highly recommend getting one of these. Some other things I have in here are earplugs. And I have a few different sizes of these nut drivers for your impact. I usually carry 3/8, and what's this one? I think 9/16. 5/16. So these are super helpful. I love these guys. Oh, in the pocket below that pocket, I have all of my Allen keys. So these are just the Klein Tools ones. I have a metric and imperial set. These are great. These I got during my pre-apprenticeship, but I highly recommend getting the one with the handles. Especially again, like if you don't have as much strength as I do. Because I don't have those, I'll usually take a tool like this that has a hole at the end of it, and I will just slide it over top of the Allen key and give it a twist like that. It just gives you a little bit extra leverage. So in the bigger part of the backpack with all the slots, I obviously have all of my screwdrivers, hand drivers, for Phillips, the Robbies, the flats. I have 3 different sizes. I have the green, red, and the black. Especially for industrial, you're gonna need those bigger sizes. One thing I don't have that I really do need to get, and that everyone should have, is terminal screwdrivers. I only have a Robbie one, so yeah, you definitely need a flathead. I also destroyed my cable cutters, so you definitely need a pair of those. A lot of the people at work use the Klein ones. I had the Milwaukee ones. They weren't the greatest. But everyone who had the Kleins, even for me, it was a lot easier to use, so recommend the Klein. I have a few different pair of linesmans. These ones I got in my pre-apprenticeship. These are Milwaukee. These ones are Southwire ones. They have strippers on the middle part of them. I really like these. Southwire sent them to me. As you can see, the rest of my tools are disgusting, and these ones have kept clean, so love these guys. And they actually fit in my hand. They're a lot smaller. I just showed you these little guys. These are super handy. I have a bigger set of channel locks. I recommend having 2 sets of channel locks, especially when you're trying to get, I don't know, lock nuts off of pipe. It just gives you a lot more extra leverage. So I recommend having 2 sets, one bigger and one smaller. I have these strippers. These are the Klein Dual NMD 90. I used these a lot when I was doing rough ends. Because you can strip the actual cable and then you can strip the wire. It was just easier than taking out 2 sets of tools. I have another pair of Klein ones. These ones are pretty much for everything else that I need to strip wire for. I kind of messed up. I cut live wire, so these ones are a little messed up, but they still do the job. Needle nose pliers, highly recommend getting these. These have gotten me out of some tough situations, especially trying to like dig my hand and find wire inside walls. This gives you a little extra reach. Obviously you guys need side cutters. These ones are the Klein curved ones. I love these. It just gives you a little bit more leverage when you're popping out those staples. And then of course you need a tape measure. This is the Fat Max Stanley. It's all right. I found 2, it was a pack of 2 on Amazon. I forget how much they were, but I've been using these. This is still my first one. I still have another pair. Here are the channel locks I was talking about. These are my Milwaukee ones. I like them, however, they don't lock in place, so sometimes when I have them a certain size, it'll slip out of my hand and I gotta reset it, so that's my only complaint for that. And then I just most recently added this to my collection. It is a 24-piece socket and ratchet set. There's been a lot of instances where I needed a nut driver. Sometimes the company provides these, but it's also really good to have them on you, just in case they don't provide them. And it's a mini one because I throw it in there and it's just nice to have in case I need it for emergencies. But because it's so small, sometimes I don't get the leverage I need on it, so I'll just hit it with my hammer or my linesman's, because those are a hammer too. But this was a cheap set, and there's literally nothing wrong with it. I would highly recommend getting the Husky one. That is all for today. I hope this helped you guys kind of get insight into what is the necessities for when you're starting your electrical career. Like I said, there's a lot of nice to haves, like the Klein 7-in-1 nut driver. It's interchangeable. I didn't include power tools here because usually those are provided for the company unless you're in a residential company here in Canada anyways, or Ontario I should say. I'm in a union, so the agreement says they don't have to provide those things for you, but that's all I have for you guys today. I hope you enjoyed this. Let me know what you guys have in your bag, if you have any other recommendations, and I'll see you guys next time.